Hopefully we're really live.
Oh, hello.
But, we'll see. Anyway, hello. Now, look, I've started. Dang, I'm never going to know where to point. There we go. Two different spoiler warnings. So, the spoiler warnings are for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5 up till now, depending on where you watch this, episode 19 of Season 5. I just want to get that out of the way first. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten to introduce you. It's all good. Because, of course, everyone knows who I am. I'm Corpulent Geek, Adam. Hello. That is...
Sci-Fi Christina.
Yeah, it is. Oh, look, I can point at you and at you on the video, too. It both happens to be... It's Whoa. Kismet.
So, are you leaving Colson up there the whole time? Because he's kind of on my head.
No.
Okay.
I'm starting off the show with those.
I love Colson.
Oh, yeah, he's pretty cool.
I might even love him on my head.
It's great when you can have a item-specific spoiler alert.
This is true.
But don't worry, they're going away now. But I wanted to start off that way, so that way anyone that tuned in. And every once in a while, I'm going to pop this one in there just to let everyone know, and then I'll go away. How are you? Oh, no, you still have the other thing up over there. Okay. Saying howdy in the room.
Howdy.
In the chatola. All right, so... Hello, everyone. Sorry, we've been away for a while from the Agents of the Shields. Look, someone said,
it's like Thor said
that's
that.
You.
It's the Agents of the Shields. You sound like Thor.
Yeah, well, he's a cool dude. Is he? Yeah, probably, I guess. Anyway, so we've been away for a while. The main reason is that you creative types are making too much good entertainment for us, and we can't
understand that the comic books are popular now.
Yeah, but we can't keep it all up. I've been dying to watch Black Lightning.
Yeah,
I watched first 2 episodes and they were great. But you know what? Now they're all on Netflix, so we're gonna blast right through them.
Yeah. There's so much content.
Yeah, and Krypton. Oh, my mom's here. Hi, Mom.
Hey, hi, Mom.
See, that didn't sound as good. But I want some geek to pop up in there in the chat and say hi.
Where are all my geeks at?
Yeah, well, it is late, and I did just start talking that we were going to do this, but it's okay. Mom's turning into a geek. She's starting to watch that ABC. What's that? The Crossing.
Crossing. Yep.
Yeah, that's nerdy.
That has a geek plot.
A geek plot. I hope it gets good. Anyway, all right, we're all over the place now. So coming back, we need to play catch up because we have 7 episodes to go over.
Oh my gosh.
Don't worry, we're not going to cover all of them because that would just be long and meandering, and I don't want to make this be too long, but I did want to get something out there to get all caught up. And I think I know more of the reason why we stopped kind of doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. It was because me personally, I was a little bit not disappointed, but close to disappointed, like let down in the 100th episode. I remember hearkening back and thinking that I wanted something a little bit more, and just having all the bad guys just showing up so they could get like punched or kicked or shot or something. Stank. It stank. It did. But Deathlock coming back, that was thumbs up. Whoever that guy was that everyone insists has been on the show a bunch before, and he was, I know, I'm sure, but I just don't remember him because bad memory. He was there. So, what were your views on the 100th episode? I don't want to just bull rush over the whole show.
Bruh.
I mean, I do, but I shouldn't.
Yeah, I was similar. We had that same type of visceral reaction where we were like, wow, okay. It was a standalone kind of a story to be able to shoehorn in throwbacks from the whole series.
Yeah,
that's kind of how the feeling was. Like,
yeah.
It didn't really inform the current story arc, but I understand it's the 100th episode, so they wanted to kind of.
It did do a good job of setting up the whole doctor thing with Fitz later on, with being the doctor, so people could think that.
That did.
So
yeah, like because this fear thing had been open, and that was so that did.
We're forgetting the big thing that happened in the 100th episode.
Oh, that's right.
Someone's getting married. I had that all queued
up.
When
We're
we were
going to the fake forest to get married.
Yeah. Do I still know why that fake forest was there?
I don't know whose fear was the fake forest.
Are you sure we didn't do an episode afterwards? Because I could swear I remember talking about this live.
This isn't my channel. I don't need to know that. I just show up and talk.
Well, yeah, but you have a memory, don't you? I was asking you backup.
I've had 2 kids. You know what my memory... We just had a discussion about my memory before this show started, and apparently yours is that bad.
Anyway, so the fake forest was a fear of Deke. Because
that's right, because it was a big old...
Because, they don't have as many of those.
And the only ones they did have were giant and ate you.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess I'd have a fear of bugs if that was the only ones I encountered.
Yeah, but he knows that, or at least he should know that place wasn't going to have that. But why was that forest still there? If they went and...
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why did they think...
Everything else went away, but that whole forest, that whole level is just there and fine.
Because there were still fears popping up.
Yeah, every so often, but not a whole damn forest.
I don't know. That's what I think. Like, I felt it was a little too shoehorned in, not quite enough detail oriented because of what they wanted it to do, not only in terms of the 100th episode, but also for the setting up of the Fitz, the Dr. Fitz, which I did kind of like, but I feel like the fallout of it is weird.
Well, I mean, there was fallout of it at all, which is a benefit because a lot of shows, they would just gloss that over and everything would have been just fine. But at least for an episode or 2 or 3, there was still big problems. And even this last episode that just happened, there was still animosity between Daisy and Fitz.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's still animosity there, and it's... Like, a lot of stuff has gone down between Fitzgemma and Yo-Yo and everyone else. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
And...
Need another lozenge?
Yeah, no, apparently. Of course, as soon as they start talking. And...
that's all the effort I can give to you.
Thank you, honey. It's 10 years of marriage right there. There was... I don't know. It was all very, like... They made all of these decisions that were against orders and against what everyone was saying, and now they're still in it together to go and do the thing. Like, they put him in a jail cell for, admittedly forcing... yeah,
and they should have at that point, especially since he said he didn't regret it. There needed to be...
But then the 3 of them should have been back in a cell. Like, What's-Her-Face killed Ruby, and the 3 of them put... Mac in a cell and then decided to go off on their own, but they're still just walking around now.
Yeah.
Like it's cool.
But, they couldn't have the rest of that episode with them 3 being in there. So certain aspects of logic gotta give. But I do agree it's not the best thing.
So do they think that they're invincible because they're in a time loop?
Yeah, here we go. All right. Because they're in a time loop that they have to break, but they still think they're invincible somehow.
And basically Gemma is kind of like... Either we're in a time loop and we're invincible, or we can break the time loop and we save the world. It's a win-win.
Well,
is that kind of what her thinking is? I feel like that's what her thinking is.
I guess so, but, shouldn't one of them just put a bullet in their head at this point?
Well,
Yeah, that last episode, remember everyone, spoilers. That last episode, spoilers for this past week that happened, episode 19, the one where they used the Steve Rogers machine twice. That was pretty cool. Anyway, where the hell was I going with this? Poop. Oh, man. I can't.
Yeah, no.
I was so worried about the thing and with the stuff. And now I forgot. Help me. Where were we? Oh, no. This is terrible.
Daisy.
No.
I'm reading a thing on Daisy, and that was why I said that out loud.
She's just not listening to me anymore. Anyway, well, I had something to
Why
talk
are we
about.
doing this?
Oh, yes. Hold on, it's coming back. Oh, yes. No, I'm back. All right. Woo! Fitsimmons went and fixed up that machine, and they just never should have. Both of them said, well, I can't kill you. I'd rather let everyone else on Earth die than let you die. Oh. But... one of them should have just been bold enough, been like, all right, I can fix this. But blam! They should have. Of course, that's not good for a show and all, but that's what I wanted to have.
Well, yeah, because either they'll break the cycle and they'll know they can break it, but then one of them will be dead, Or
Yeah,
the bullet will somehow jam in the gun and because they're invincible. But then they would know they're stuck in that loop. Like then there would just be, which is why I think they wouldn't do it, because that's like completely demoralizing. If you know that everything's gonna happen as it has happened.
Why? Who wouldn't do it?
Why Gemma or Fitz wouldn't try and kill themselves?
All right, but why wouldn't they?
Because if it doesn't succeed, if they try and shoot themselves and the gun jams or whatever, it's completely demoralizing to know that everything will then happen as it has always happened.
Well, you know what's worse is it's got to be Gemma that does it, because she's not in the future things, and if Leo shoots himself, there's still another Leo out there.
Okay.
There's a frozen Leo orbiting like Jupiter or something.
Yeah.
But then they would have to put him back and not tell him, and he wouldn't have had to have known. I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know where you went with that.
I was just saying that there's 2 Leos out there right now. Probably 1 million of them. They probably got cloned somehow or something.
They probably cloned.
Anyway. Yeah. So we're going to be all over the place here.
It's 7 episodes worth of stuff to cover.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're not going to cover every intrinsic little thing. I mean, do we even need to talk about Ruby? Because she's dead already. We didn't even get a chance to talk about her. I'm glad I didn't waste any more time on that video I wanted to do for Dove Cameron fans coming on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they'd all be gone by now.
My favorite thing is in our notes.
Ooh, her favorite thing.
No, my favorite thing in our notes was this. You had made a sentence that said, "I'm sure I'd like her better once we find out she is an alien or inhuman or a robot."
She's semi-inhuman.
None of the above. No, she is not. She is none of the above. She was stupid. And then she tried to infuse herself with this gravitonium, and then she was dead.
There has to be something
Not after the gravitonium.
special.
After Yo-Yo decided she needed to be dead.
There was something special about her because no regular human could throw whatever that circle of death is and cut off Yo-Yo's arms.
Chakram.
And
A well-trained human could.
Really?
She was a well-trained human. She'd been trained since birth. So, yes, she was very well-trained. That's what she was.
For how fast Yo-Yo is?
Yeah,
you
sure.
make that calculation and
she had impeccable genetics and she was well-trained.
Bah!
Done and done.
I say bah.
Yeah, but she was impetuous
Sheep
and
noise.
Stupid.
Sheep noise.
And let me tell you, the most disturbing thing, all of those guys exploding in blood, all those alien guys at the end exploding in blood, nothing was as disturbing as when she crushed Strucker's head.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
It was just all of a sudden his head was like imploding, and I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, I got spoiled for that, but they just described it as when she crushed his head. So I picture like she got super strength from the infusion and just accidentally crushed a little bit and a little trickle of blood come out. But no, thing,
it was like crinkling up a piece of paper.
That thing collapsed. That was like, oh, she would be useful. She could solve our landfill problems.
Holy moly. That was
But now,
rough.
Who can solve our landfill problems?
General Talbot.
Yeah, man.
I love now. It was like the hide the cup of who was going to be the destroyer of worlds. That's what I felt like they did.
I did not see this one coming at all. I mean, at all. You could have given me however many characters are on that show, that many guesses, and I still would have picked Enoch. I just wouldn't have picked that. And when I finally saw it happen, like he's in the chamber already. Oh, he's going to be the destroyer of the world. I was like, wow, they got one over on me. Good on you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so sorry.
So is he balancing out the crazy because he was crazy? Like, is that now?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like
maybe
he's able to keep the two crazies in the gravitonium at bay because he had his own crazy going on.
Well, he does have a very disciplined mind, like before his bullet in the head. So maybe there's a chance with that, and maybe there's a chance with the crazy, and maybe he doesn't care what those people think because he's crazy enough for both of them.
All three of them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
this
that's
is
good.
Engaging.
That's good entertainment. I thought we were doing okay here, but apparently not.
So I enjoyed last night's episode. I felt like of the 7 episodes as we went from the 100th to last night, it was a lot of like setting up for last night, and so it was kind of we caught up in spits and spurts, and there wasn't anything really driving us. Last night was the first time I was like, all right, let's get to this end game. I'm ready to see how this ends.
Yeah, that was.
I was kind of excited after they came back from the future, and I really do like that Talbot was so upset that Coulson like didn't come and get him right away, and he was like, I was stuck in the future. Somebody sent me against my will to the future.
And Talbot's like, oh, of course.
Yeah, he's like, whatever, crazy scheme.
You know what I found weird about the last episode was they had the bad guys that were the big scary bad guys that were coming in were just dudes with masks on. Was the extent of their...
They were like mini Banes.
Yeah.
They had like Bane masks on.
Yeah,
and
like
then
mini
they could
Bane.
like run and parkour a lot.
And like one or two of them you could see like claws at one time. So they really scrimped out on paying for anything for those guys. But then they had that
They're
awesome...
reusing the set from the first half, and I think they blew all their money on all of the like CGI of
I was just about to say the CGI of that spaceship looked awesome.
Yeah.
It looked like something out of a movie, I thought. It was yeah.
Yeah.
That
No, I think they spent their money really wisely this semester.
Semester, nice. What's our grade gonna be? I don't remember this from the syllabus, Professor Hydra.
This year, season, that starts with an S.
Yes.
I felt like this whole year they spent their money very wisely. So even though the entire year was spent in the lighthouse, in the past, in the future, and in the present, I felt like they did a good job of how they spent that money because, and I'm yawning again.
Oh man,
apparently,
she
10
is
p.m. on a Sunday. Not the best time to do streams for me.
It was fine when Discovery was on. You were all into Discovery. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. can just go...
No.
I guess.
I'm sorry, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Nah,
I really do enjoy you.
Yeah,
and
I do
felt
feel
like
bad. Semester again. Ka-ching. She's never going to live this down,
I felt
people.
like this season...
I love having her on video. He's just so good.
Too many talking. Too many meetings and talking.
Stop hitting the table.
I felt like this
I'm going to get you a boom mic. That's
year,
it. I'm done.
Boom mic. That's how I talk about it the whole time, too. This year... we said this earlier when we started talking about it online. They changed it up. They did a great shift to try and keep it fresh, and they have, and I really appreciated that. It got a little slow after the mid-season, and so I wasn't really on board with Ruby. I didn't really quite know what her deal was and what she really wanted. Apparently, all she wanted was power and to be loved by mom. I don't know, something like that.
All kids want that, don't they?
Power and to be loved by mom?
Well,
one of ours does.
I don't think she cares about our love.
No, and I don't think the second thing is as important.
Oof. We got to keep her away from gravitonium.
Yikes.
Sorry, everyone.
So, no, I wasn't quite on board with her as a bad guy, and General Hale. I loved how General Hale went from wearing her general uniform to suddenly wearing her all black belted, hair blown out uniform or outfit. She was like, "Now I'm the head bad guy" outfit.
Well, she was. That was a promotion.
Yeah, I guess so.
You wouldn't still wear your
but
McDonald's
promotion
uniform.
From what? She was the head bad guy when she was General Hale in the beginning.
But then she had to maintain her cover, and now she doesn't anymore.
I guess that was the change.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, and I do love how she...
They ran out of the rental on the...
the general, yeah.
Air
And they're
Force
just
uniform.
scrimping. They said, go into your closet and find us some black.
Yeah.
I liked how intelligent she is. And as soon as she saw that Ruby was going to be a problem, she came right out and was like, yeah, arrest us because I need your help to contain this BS that's about to go down. And so that was cool. I appreciated that. And yeah.
Yeah, and so where do you come down on what Yo-Yo did and how everyone is treating her now? Because personally, I think I'm on Team Yo-Yo even if she didn't have talked to herself before, because that bitch crazy.
Ruby?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there are some things that just can't be solved with words. Mm-hmm. And splitting the world apart is one of them.
Yeah, and
they knew exactly what was going to happen, and she was clearly an unstable person to even have 8% of the gravitonium.
Yeah, And I mean, even if, she hadn't sliced my arms off, I would think she needs to be dead because you just saw her crush that dude's head.
But I do understand, like, Mac
thinking.
had kept saying, like, the whole theme of Mac's talks was that this isn't who we are. That's not who we are. So I guess if they could have contained her, then...
Yeah, but I think it was too big of a risk.
I do agree with
but that's good. It's valid drama that they're making, I still feel.
Yeah. No, I don't feel like this is drama for drama's sake.
Not like some CW drama. And I do like the CW shows, but they know that they're cheeseball with their drama sometimes.
And I feel like from Yo-Yo's character's perspective, that was a decision that she would have made. I don't feel like that was out of character for Yo-Yo. She's been the impetuous one from the beginning. She used to,
especially with everything she's been through,
and on top of the fact of everything she's been through.
Sorry, I'm
stepping on you there. No, that's in addition to what I was saying.
Yeah, I just don't want the show to end because I want Coulson all the time.
All the Coulson all the time.
I think that if the show ends, I think Clark Gregg should take up a Kickstarter to like get his own where you just follow Agent Coulson around, like day-to-day stuff, and he doesn't even have to do any superhero-y stuff, but he's just a funny dude, and it's just gonna be sad if the show gets canceled. It may already be canceled, and I'm just keeping my head in the sand for all I know. Here, look. You talk about something. I'm going to Google something for a second. Yeah. You're not talking about anything.
I'm going to Google something. Okay. So let's see. Let's just double check where the 100th episode. It was the real deal. Principia, when the rift begins to reopen. That's when we be convinced them to stay. So that's when they get Strucker. Then the Devil Complex, when Simmons is attacked by a manifestation of an astronaut. And that's when we learn about Kovus.
Kovus? Who's Kovus?
He's the black alien.
Oh, okay. Wow. Way to be racist.
Well, that's what he is.
All right.
I feel like I recognize that actor. I meant to look that up.
Yeah, I see no current news on whether or not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been renewed or canceled.
Uh-oh.
So it's still just hanging out there for us.
Oh, and then we had the episode Rise and Shine where we learn about Hale's background.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
I did enjoy
seeing
that.
Seeing a young Sitwell. Seeing all those people killing their dogs. Lifting stuff from the Kingsman. That was in a Kingsman, right?
Killing the dogs, that's right.
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
But, I'm sure it was in other stuff, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was sad. Killing dogs. No need for that.
And that was when Hale says that she thinks the Gravitonian would be better for Johnson because they kidnapped Coulson. You know
what would have made that acceptable, the killing of the dogs? If they killed the dog and then they go back to their room and there's like 5 puppies there. Because the whole Hydra thing, you kill one and
2. They should have 2 puppies.
Well, all right. But puppies are cute.
And then the idea is like, am I gonna have to just keep killing dogs?
Well,
spay and neuter your pets.
No,
folks.
Those 2 were theirs. Unless you think about it and you kill another puppy and then 2 more pop up, then it's like, whoa!
I'm gonna be swimming in puppies.
Then it's like tribbles. Then we're hosed.
Holy moly.
All right.
Then we had Inside Voices, and that was when...
There were voices inside?
There were voices inside.
Oh, man.
That they convinced you to free Fitz. To go...
Free Fitz.
Go find the Gravitonium.
So in that... Wait, let's go back a second. In that Free Fitz episode...
Sure.
Even not even worrying about the whole they're not making sense with that they're in impossible to kill. Why would they put the real poison stuff in there for Gemma to drink? I mean, just on the off chance that someone else comes along and actually accidentally drinks it, or why didn't they just replace it all with water?
Because Gemma still had this thought that she was invincible. Like, she really did want to test the theory. And she did. Like, that was her confirmation, because she's a scientist. Like, that's her confirmation that this thing that they thought was true.
If she
is
were
true.
a scientist and it was an experiment and they laid out 5 of those things, she should have done the experiment 25 times and shown that she died 5 times. That's an experiment. Doing it once doesn't prove skadoosh.
Well, but she's still human. And they had a time constraint. They were trying to get Fitz out.
Well, then don't do science.
No, you always do science.
No, not when you're under time constraints.
Science. No. Always do science.
All right.
That's the thing.
All right.
So then we had the honeymoon, and that's when they went and to the Hydra facility to try and get the gravitonium. And
I'm gonna go back to something from before.
Okay.
Though, because I know you're going through the episodes, and
Yep.
I just don't want to miss this and forget about it.
Yep.
I was impressed that they actually laid out there, not only for the 100th episode did they gave us the treat that they were like, Deke is their grandson. Oh, isn't that cute and all? But then they followed it up and actually like people know now, and they made it part of the plot line. I'm impressed that they did that. That I thought that they would just throw that out there as a bone to everyone and it not be consequential.
Why?
Because I just didn't think that they would go that route. That's all. I'm not saying like I had definite reason for it. I just didn't think that they would go that route, and I like that they did. I was just giving them props for doing a story thing, and I didn't want to forget because no one on that show seems to like poor Deke.
No.
Poor Deke and his lemons.
And his lemons. Little lemons.
Okay, so sorry.
I do love jokes when you see, especially the camaraderie of like the initial crew. He's like, "Don't you guys do lemons like that?" And Mac and Coulson looked at each other for a beat, and they went, "Oh yeah, of course. That's exactly what we do.
100%.
Please put lemons on her bunk."
Sweet.
All right, so then there was the
sorry.
honeymoon, and this is where Fitsimmons and Yo-Yo go to England, and they destroy a part of the infuser machine, but then Ruby captures them and
they killed what's his name, the guy who supposedly can't be killed.
Yeah, and she killed Ivanov.
But that he can't really be dead, right? His head is still in a jar somewhere. Was that just like his last body or something? Because I thought his head is in a jar somewhere.
No, I thought
and
that
that
was
head
the head
was what was controlling everything.
The head on the body was the head in the jar. They made him a body.
Really?
So he could be, yeah. That's why when they killed his head, all the mechs.
But then how did Hale exert control over him? Instead of him just taking all the mechs and just killing Hale and taking over everything. I still think that there's a head with him somewhere, but he's got no bodies right now. So he's kind of like, that's him. Making that noise too. A little bit of poop comes out his throat.
Oh, good Lord.
Just a little bit.
You're so gross sometimes.
I am. I'm sorry.
So gross.
I know. Mr. Beckman.
And then
after
Talbot
honeymoon,
calls his family, and then he's happy to comply.
Yeah.
Because he was like,
good job, wife.
I know. Good job, wife.
It's always the wife and kids that get you in trouble.
Yep, she was compromised by Hydra. So then he was under that. So did Coulson break him of the, like, did he basically talk him out of or talk him into breaking the Hydra brainwashing?
Well,
then iced him?
I think maybe the icing broke the brainwashing, like getting him knocked out. I'm sure that the brainwashing thing wasn't a forever and ever amen thing.
Well, that in his brain was already a little
mushy.
mushy.
And so I think being knocked out with the icer like finished off that process, because he's definitely on team good guys now.
Yeah.
Well, he was before he got 2 other brains put in him, and the ability to go like this and crush your enemies.
I feel like the character of Talbot is coming to an end. I want to say that over the entire life of his character, I've actually really liked how it's worked out. Like he was very much the military man. When his job was to hunt down S.H.I.E.L.D., he hunted down S.H.I.E.L.D. But then he would listen to reason. When Coulson would convince them all, like, no, we're the good guys, and then that was the party line, he was like, all right, Coulson's the good guys. And then, when they thought the S.H.I.E.L.D. was back to being bad and that people were shooting at them and killing them, he was like, well, that doesn't seem quite like Coulson, but we need to follow up this lead. And so, like, I really do like how he has been written, and I definitely like how he's been acted. I like that actor a lot. I've liked him. I liked him in
Heroes.
I was like, Eclipse,
They could be
flying.
heroes.
I've definitely enjoyed that. All right.
Yeah, he was good. He regained the ability to fly again.
He sure did.
Yeah.
So then we got to Our Road's lead. And so this is when they go to apprehend Hale, which happens very quickly. And because she doesn't want Ruby to become Destroyer of Worlds, but Ruby infuses herself with the 8% of gravitonium and then inadvertently crushes Strucker's skull.
Whew.
Yikes. So then they have a face-off, and Yo-Yo's like, nah. And whink with her own chakram. Nice.
Sorry.
So Ruby's body releases a blast of energy, and Hale escapes. Do we think the blast of energy contained anything, or was it just that? It was just the gravitonium saying, we're free, and getting out of her body.
Probably that. Because now, after what's-his-name went into the thing, because at first I thought maybe Hale sucked up the gravitonium somehow, and that's how she was able to get out. But, everyone else being knocked out is a thing, but she was able to scurry away and be okay.
Okay.
But,
And now she's upset. Like, she didn't want Ruby to be crazy, but she also didn't want her to be dead.
Yeah.
So then now in retaliation,
now she's...
against S.H.I.E.L.D., she goes to Kovas and is like...
Now she's Angry Mom.
Now she's Angry Mom, yep.
I can understand.
Yep. So then we move to the last episode so far, called Option 2. Coulson puts the base on lockdown, and I love...
Rob Riggle is awesome.
That's not Rob Riggle.
Isn't it?
No.
Oh, no, it's Putty. Sorry.
Putty?
Yeah, he played Putty on Seinfeld. I get those two confused all the time.
What's his name, though?
Bob Bobbinson. I'm looking it up now. Hold on.
I bet it's in this.
I'll bet it is. I had this page open. I don't know why it ever
page
closed.
somewhere right here in front of me.
What? Click. This episode's titled Option 2. Option 2.
Oh, it's not on
Bob.
there.
It is Bob Bobbinson. Patrick Warburton.
Patrick Warburton. It's not on this page. It should totally have been on this page.
Too bad. I win all the prizes.
Oh, this wasn't the page of the episode. This was the page of, like, the cast of characters. Yeah, Patrick Warburton in that 70s outfit, and the whole Coulson jumping on, well, I didn't like option 1, so I'll just say nuclear. And I knew... That was the best part, is as this computer was laying out these things, I'm like, I know alien invasion is going to be a choice. Like, totally. I knew it. And I was so pissed that Coulson didn't.
Yeah.
I'm like, clearly they were going to be prepared for an alien invasion. Coulson, what are you doing?
Not only that, there was clearly room for underneath. They wouldn't just give you 2 options and, like, go through them one at a time.
You always listen to the whole menu.
Yeah. I mean, that was just terrible. You know what, Patrick Warburton, you know what that character's name is? Do you remember? He's got the best name.
No.
General Rick Stoner.
That's right.
That's a 70s name if I ever
heard one.
That is.
Everything about that is,
and of course, now probably that character was really made in the 50s or something.
So I enjoyed that very much. And I really loved, like, as soon as they were like, so you'll be down here for about 15 years. And I could totally see on Coulson's face, he's like, we'll have to get around that somehow.
Yeah.
I made this more complicated than it needed to be.
I was a little bit disappointed in Coulson this episode because 2 different things went by. He didn't remember that the bad guys have access to this teleporter.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that he just thought, hey, we're locked in here from nuclear fallout, so we just must be safe. And then he had to be reminded about that teleporter thing, but I was glad that he got there and they didn't just show up and he'd be like, how'd they get in?
Yeah, but I was
nuts.
I was kind of counting on him also, like, knowing that Talbot had some kind of brain processing in there from Hydra. He was like, I can't believe I didn't think of that. I'm like, yes.
I think he's been under a little bit of stress.
You weren't dying.
He's dying.
Yeah.
For a guy who's dying, I think he's been on top of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I did like how he finally just took over and was like, that's enough.
Yeah.
All of y'all just need to calm the F down.
Well, Daisy's
There's
not a good leader.
Giant spaceship hovering above us, and we need to focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's definitely a lot more emotional than I think she needs to be for a leader, which I'm sure is what's part of the plot.
Yeah.
So then there's a whole lot of trying to defend this place and get the gravitonium, and then Talbot.
Gravitonium?
Then Talbot infuses the gravitonium with him. He rescues S.H.I.E.L.D. and then takes off with Coulson to an unknown location.
Wait,
Meanwhile,
what? Who does what?
Talbot.
They took off in that episode? Oh, yeah, that's
he
right.
pulled
They lifted
the floor
up
up
and flew.
Flew up through the thing.
Yeah.
And he said, I told you I could fix it. I was like, all right, Talbot. So then Daisy relocates Robin and Polly, and Kane brings her the last centipede serum, which is what John Garrett was using to try and help save
himself.
Well, to try and help save Coulson, because they're still trying to do that.
Oh, what they did, yeah.
But Kane said there's supposed to be some sort of special ingredient that had a lot of healing in it, and it happens to be Jia Ying's body. So she's end of the episode was Daisy digging up her mom's grave. No biggie.
Let me tell you, I don't know how. Maybe they've lost it since then, but I don't know how Fitz didn't get himself a sample of her, of Jia Ying, or I guess technically Simmons, because she's the bio. Yeah. But there's no way that they shouldn't have sliced off a piece of her liver, and been able to reproduce.
That bad boy. So there are 3 episodes left in this season. The next one is titled "The One Who Will Save Us All."
Oh, there's only 3 episodes left.
Yeah. The next one after that is entitled "The Force of Gravity," and then the final episode on May 18th.
Oh.
The night before we go on vacation.
Oh, great.
The end.
That's not ominous at all. Oh, great.
That sounds.
So are they gonna? Did they splurge and did they get the money for the Doors song for that one?
We'll see. I don't know. They've been counting all their pennies in this one, so we'll see.
Coulson's life or death is the challenge the team finds themselves in, and the wrong decision will cause the destruction of the Earth.
Dun dun dun. You know what I would pay good money if they screw this royally up and next season they have to do it all again.
What?
That would be great.
They could reuse the same sets again.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome if they screw this up and they really are caught in a time loop, and then the next like half of the season is them like doing all of the season again.
Yeah. Oh no. You know what they should do? They should have like one episode. They should have one segment during the end where they've gone through and the whole season as they've been shooting, they like take all the bloopers and stuff and they like splice all that together and make it seem like they've just repeated the loop a whole lot of times, and then they finally get it right again. Like they keep going through it and at some important point, like when Mac's supposed to stab that guy in the back with the thing, the guy turns last minute and smacks Mac and kills him, and I don't know. I've lost my mind. I'm just sad thinking about the show maybe coming to an end.
Well, I'm sorry.
Because I do think it's still good.
I think that they have been keeping it fresh, which is important, especially 5 seasons in.
Yeah, but I just like how well developed all the characters are, and Coulson's weirdness, and him and May got to get this S figured out. I don't even know if I really want them together. I'm not.
It's certainly not as big a ship as Fitsimmons.
No.
But, I mean, you want them to be happy because they're both very tragic figures who've had a lot of drama in their lives. So, I mean, you want them to find some happiness.
Yeah, I want them to be happy, but I still don't even, like, really see them as needing to be together. Like, I don't know. I don't ship it, I guess. I ship their happiness.
I ship it.
And if being together for a while makes them happy, that's cool.
I ship happiness. I think that should be a t-shirt. Nice. I ship happiness.
Yeah. Yeah, what were we watching? Someone said I ship it.
It was Ruby.
It was Ruby.
Yeah,
too,
she was, oh, you guys, it was Fitz and Simmons and being cute. She was, oh, you guys are adorable. I ship it. It was a total teenage thing to say.
Yeah, it was cute.
Yep.
So We gotta spend a few minutes, maybe even just 30 seconds. I don't know how long. We're gonna do this without spoilers for the movie, for the Infinity War movie, but we just gotta say that. So they give lip service to, hey, you seen that S going down New York?
Yeah.
During that episode, and that's that. Like, is that really supposed to be the Infinity War tie-in? And
yeah,
is it?
I did pull up.
Remember, no
about
spoilers
that.
for the movie.
I just closed that window. That window's gone. It was okay.
It's gone, and we can never get it back again.
I read it.
They
before.
don't save this stuff
I read
on the
it
internet.
Before I closed it. And yeah, basically it was just because the movie did come out a week earlier than it was supposed to. That maybe next week there'll be something slightly more, but. I know that they definitely downplayed how connected they are, which is kind of amazing considering when you do see the movie, the things, because which I think also speaks to kind of telling us what the second half, like what next year's movie will entail.
Yeah.
If Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. it just progresses normally over the next 3 episodes, then that should clue us in. Because they can't
don't spoil nothing.
I'm not. They can't ignore completely. It's the same universe, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of shows in that universe right now. Like, is nothing gonna happen in the next like Defenders and you know?
Well, those ones they can all set at different times, and because the time frame of Infinity War is tiny, so
it is tiny.
Yeah,
that was tiny.
Word. Oh, that was a spoiler.
Not
really.
A big one.
Not really.
Go see the movie.
Yes, please do. And then after you go see the movie, I put some cards in about, we had a little talk about Infinity War. A spoiler-filled talk, though, so don't click on that.
It was brimming. Spoilers to the top. Exploding out.
And I did a video recently yelling at James Cameron. Not really yelling at him, because the man's entitled to his opinion. He's a very creative dude. But I just found some of his arguments hypocritical about that. He wants some Avengers fatigue to set in. And I don't think that's a good thing. And especially since other comments he's made since then, too, make him just sound crazy. I might do a follow-up because, you know, when you have a video that does as good as that one did for me.
You keep talking about it.
I'm going to keep yelling at James Cameron every single one.
Beat it to death.
James Cameron doesn't get Splenda in his coffee. He got straight sugar. He's an idiot.
I personally think James Cameron is beating up, drumming up just news and stuff to get ready for all the things that he's about to release that are just rehashes from past things. But that's okay, James. It's okay.
Well, he's got some documentary thing coming out, so I think that.
But I like how we're gonna write you're gonna write his shirt tails. He's drumming up his own stuff, and you're like, hey, it's getting me views. I'm gonna get right on top of that.
Well, no, my initial rant, because I did my first ever rant in the rant series that's I'm sure to come up because
first in the series of rants.
I rant one time and get lots of people watching it, and I'm like, yeah, I got lots of S to complain about.
I can bitch about stuff.
Yeah.
For a living.
Yeah. But I don't even remember where we were going with that. But I did that.
There's cards. You're putting cards up for things to click on.
Things
you're
to
done
click
listening
on.
To us.
And also, if you're interested in tech-related stuff, I've started a tech channel. I'm starting to break out all my stuff. I'm about to start a gaming channel. Because originally, like, this was supposed to be gaming and sci-fi entertainment stuff. And now I've been starting to do so much tech stuff with my brother, Simply Your Device. You can find him. I'm like, I'm not putting a link up. He's got way more followers than me. I'm starting to do so much tech stuff there. And I'm like, well, I'm just doing too much stuff. I might as well start throwing a couple videos out there and see what happens. So I'm breaking up the channel. You'll be able to see different links for those things out there. Hopefully, since it's only 3 episodes left, I think you and I should make a concerted effort to plow through. And even that after that last episode, we should do something that night. Because then we go away on vacation and then it's all going to be weird wackiness.
Weird and
the
wacky.
Week before Memorial Day, we go away on our family vacation. So we are going to definitely be streaming some stuff and putting out videos, but they may be weird and different quality than you're used to because we'll be going with our mobile setup.
Woo!
We'll be dropping in from the helicopter, setting up the satellite dish, beaming this stuff out into space and back down to you. And all right. Are we done?
I think so.
You just gave me the little hand signal.
I did that off camera for a reason.
But no, it's
I could have
fun.
been up here going.
Nah, this is fun. We had to do all the plugs at the end.
Okay, well, plugs are done.
All right. Thanks everyone. See you next week at some point.
That's over the next week.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's
Sci-Fi Christina.
I'm Adam, Corpulent Geek, and we'll catch you later. Yeah, you keep saying bye for a little bit because we're doing the streams in a different way. Bye. So now I think I come over here and I do. Oh no, I do